Hi everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. All the products that I use you can purchase from Stampin' Up through me at the address at the top of the screen. If you're new here, welcome. I would love it if you would subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any uploads that I do. Today, this is a rather large box I made. It is 5.5 by 2.5 by 1.5. And inside is the Little Debbie Fall Party Cakes and a cute set of little decorative glasses. Now, I thought this was the perfect little gift for office or for little ones. They would like the glasses. The office people would probably get a kick out of them too. And when I thought of the cakes, I thought of the pig with the coffee on them. And that is from Joyful Life stamp set. I used a whole bunch of stamp set. I used the Frightfully Cute stamp set for the moon and the bat. I used Joyful Life, of course, for the pig. I used Little Delights stamp set for the Ghoulish Delight sentiment. I used the Frightful Tag dies for the spider web to cut out the moon and the tree. I used Scalloped Contours dies for the background that the piggy is on, and seasonal label dies for the sentiment. I also used the Brights Designer Series paper along with old Olive Cardstock. All right, so for this project we need, I want to tell you, these glasses came 4 for $1 at Walmart. There's a black and a purple kitty and an orange, oops, I can't get this one's out, orange and green pumpkin glasses. So 25 cents each for those. And the fall cakes, I have it, here it is. This is fall party cakes. I paid $1.99 for these. They come in, there's 5 packages with 2 in it, so there'll be about 40 cents per package that would cost. Alrighty. Now also, I forgot to mention, you could, instead of the cake, you can put a share size of the M&Ms with the glasses, or a lot of other full-size candy bars will fit in there too. And you don't have to put the glasses, but I thought it was a really cute touch. These are the caramel M&Ms in the share size. They're not the regular size, they're a little bit bigger than the regular size, but you could also fit a whole bunch of different little goodies in here if you wanted to. We need a spider web and a tree out of black glitter paper from the Frightful Tag dies. I already stamped the sentiment Ghoulish Delights and cut the label out. The Ghoulish Delights is from Little Delights stamp set, and the label is from Seasonal Label dies. We need a pumpkin pie scalloped rectangle from Scalloped Contours dies. Okay, we need 6 pieces of the Brights Designer Series paper. I believe this is Gorgeous Grape. We need 2 that are 2 1/4 by 5 1/4 for the front and back, 2 that are 1 1/4 by 5 1/4 for the sides, and 2 that are 2 1/4 by 1 1/4 for the top and bottom. I will list all of the measurements and the scoring on my blog that will be linked below. Okay, so let's start with the 9 by 8.5 piece of old Olive Cardstock. You could substitute Granny Apple Green for this too, would be cute. Alrighty. Okay, we're going to start on the 9-inch side. And we're going to score at 1.5, 7, and 8.5. And we're going to turn it to the 8.5-inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2, 3, 4.5, and 7. Okay. Now I'm just going to fold and burnish. Okay. Now we have a skinny rectangle at the top and on the right hand side. All right, and this is what we have to do. All right, we're going to get rid of a couple of rectangles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 square here, and a rectangle down here. All right, so let's start. Remember, skinniest rectangles on the top and the right hand side. We're going to start on the bottom left, and we're going to cut the side of this square straight for now so that this rectangle is straight, and then wedge a little bit off of each side of that square. Okay, move to the other side of this rectangle, cut it straight to the first score line, go to the other side of this square, cut it straight to the first score line, and then just take a little off each side. Okay, then we're going to move to the other side of this rectangle here. We're going to cut up to the first score line and then wedge just a little bit above it. So that's the bottom part, right, like that. We're going to turn it 180, and again we're going to start on the bottom left. Now we want to get rid of 1, 2, 3 rectangles in this square, so we're going to go over 2 score lines and cut up to the second score line, and then we're going to get rid of everything that we just cut next to on the left hand side of it. Okay, so we did that, and then just take a little wedge down, up actually, into that skinny rectangle again. Okay, so this was like this, and we took that out. Just get a little piece I have left over here out. There we go. Alrighty, now this is going to be our flap, and these 2 squares are going to be our tabs. So we want to cut the side of this square straight, and then get rid of the rectangle on the top of it, and then just wedge a little bit out of each side of the square. Okay, we're going to skip this and these 2 rectangles because that's our flap. We're going to cut the side straight, get rid of this rectangle that's on the bottom here, and then wedge each side of this square. So for this one, if you can use all the rectangle sides are straight and all the square sides you're going to wedge. All right, and that's what your cardstock should look like after you score it and cut it. Now we just need to take our detail trio punch and round the corners of our flap. Now I'm going to just going to put on the back piece of our DSP because we have to take a little half circle out for the finger to grab. So I'm just going to put these 2 pieces are written down, 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and now I'm going to take a small circle punch, and I'm just going to take a little half moon out of it. That way you don't have to do it twice with the DSP. Okay, the rest of the DSP we'll put on in a minute. We need our tear and tape, and we're going to put it on this skinny rectangle here. Right up against the score line. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to get the backing off. And then I'm going to flip it over, flip over the taped side, and flip the other side to meet it. Now, sometimes if you don't cut exactly right, you'll have a little extra, like I did this time. It doesn't completely match up, so I'm just going to do it while it's up in the air so I don't have a whole bunch sticking up. Okay, see, I still have a tiny bit right here, and that's okay. You can trim it. I must have measured it off by a 16th or 32nd or something, but that's not a big deal. You can just trim it. Oh, I see I have a little piece of the score line left. That might have been it. Okay. Will that fit in? Perfect. Okay, now this is the back of our box. So we're going to put the side flaps, the back, and then this here is going to be the last. That's the front flap. That's where we're going to put our tear and tape on. And I'm going to put one close to the edge and one a little farther down. Especially, you might only need one, but if you're going to put something that has a little weight or a lot of candies, you want to put two on there. All right, and that's the box. Okay, now we can put the rest of our DSP on. Okay, so I'm going to put the other piece that is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4 onto the front. Okay, the two pieces that are 1 1/4 by 5 1/4 for both the sides. Okay, and two that are 2 1/4 by 1 1/4 for the top and the bottom. Now you can only put one on the front if you want. You don't have to put all of them on. Okay. Now while that's drying, we're going to do a little stamping. Now you need some old olive scrap to do the Ghoulish Delights sentiment. I've already had that cut out, but I'll do it for you just to show you. Okay, first we're going to do, and I forgot to get it out, the little pig from Joyful Life stamp set. Okay, and we need Tuxedo Black Ink. Okay, that's good. All right, and for the Ghoulish Delights, you would just stamp. Now, the sentiment, as I said, is from Little Delight stamp set. I would just put it on there, put the die on top, or if you're good enough, cut out the die and then stamp it on, but I'm not good enough for that. Not with cling stamps, but although this one is folded polymer, so I guess I could have done it. All right, and then the two things are the moon and the bat on the moon. So I'm going to use Daffodil Delight ink for the moon. Good. And then I'm going to use my Tuxedo Black for the bat on it. Great. Okay. And then the circle from Frightful Tag's dies is what will cut out this moon, but I already have that cut out. I forgot, and I just need to redo the bat on there. Great. Okay. All right, so now we can color this. Unfortunately, we have to cut the pig out by hand, fussy cutting, but that's all right. I don't mind it. Okay, so we need light and dark petal pink for the pig itself. And I'm going to start with is this the dark petal pink, and I'm going to go around the ears and then just around the whole outside of the pig and on the top of the nose and underneath the scarf and the arms. All right, and then I'm just going to fill in with light petal pink everywhere else. Okay, and then we need dark crumb cake for this coffee sleeve. And then I'm going to do pumpkin pie for the cup and this part of the scarf. I'm going to do the lines, I think. Nope, I'm going to do the other parts, and the lines will be light mossy meadow. Okay, and then the light mossy meadow. Okay, and that's it for our pig. Now I'm just going to fussy cut him out. Okay, now I'm going to put my cakes, and I guess I'll put the purple cats in this and close it. All right, now we need, what did I do with that? Here we go. All right, now first I'm going to work with my pig, and I'm going to put my pig on with dimensionals. Just like that. Okay, and I want the pig a little bit towards the top, just like that. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of my sentiment. Don't want him to sag. And I'm going to put this right underneath the, you have to be careful because I think, yeah, just a little bit sticks out, right under the pig's feet. Now we're just going to put this, we're not going to center it, we're going to put it a little bit more towards the bottom. Let me see how I did it. About an inch from the bottom. Alrighty, and we're not going to put this down yet, but what we want is to put this so that the webs just hang over just the littlest bit. All right, so just keep your guy there. And then I'm going to put some liquid glue just on the middle, just to keep it for now. All right, and I want to just lift this up and then just push it in until just little bits of the web show over. All right, and now just going to place this where I want it. And then we're going to put the moon just peeking over a little bit. Right like that. Just slide it underneath the edge of the scalloped rectangle there. I stamped my bat, I think, a little bit higher in this one, but it's okay. We can make it work. Yeah, I'm going to have to make this go up a little bit more so that I can get this only peeking off a little. That's okay. All right. Now we can attach our scalloped rectangle with dimensionals. Okay. All right, and then we're just going to place him back. Just make sure, the only thing I want to make sure now is that the sides are even. That's all. I've got a little bit of glue sticking out from the moon because I had to move him. Okay, All right, now we're going to take the tree and we're just going to poke him right behind the bottom of the trunk, behind the sentiment, and the side branches under the pig. All right, so I'm just going to put the glue on the trunk and then a little bit on the side branches. I'm just going to slip it under, move it down, and I just made kind of a mess with glue. Let's see, this is wet. I'm just going to try to get that all up with a very almost dry paper towel. And I can use the gum eraser a little bit later, but I want to get up the big globs. All right. Okay, now we need our black and white gingham ribbon. And I'm just going to tie a double bow. So yeah, I have about 12 inches doubled. Okay, I'm just going to cut them at a slight slant. Okay, and then I'm going to put about 3 glue dots on the back. Just so that we're sure that it sticks. I put one in the middle and then one on each side of it. And we're just going to pop that up a little bit higher because I want to keep the bat showing. Okay, and for the final touch, we're going to take some in color jewels. And I'm just going to use some of the fresh freesia ones. I'm just going to stick one there. One over here, and then a little one above the tree. Alrighty, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I did. I love making this little scene. If you have any questions, my contact information is below, and so is the link to my blog for all the measurements. And if you need anything, I would love it if you would buy them through my Stampin' Up, which is at the top of the screen, and also the link is below. Alrighty, have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.